Hi there, it's Polly here. Just want to recount a strange game. So my housemate Tamara runs the most amazing kind of self-brew world that she's been working on for years. This thing is mapped and chronicled, and there's like masses of history and a whole supporting cast. It's an amazing setting. But we started a game, and one of the things is there are these teams who are essentially, often they're monster hunters in this kind of almost cyberpunky sort of setting, working for this agency. But often they've got a dog that operates with them. It's used for scouting, it's used for running after, and it can hold off small things, it can snatch on and kind of hold on to larger things or distract. So, it's a useful part of the team. They can also sometimes see things that, mortal humans can't. However, some of these dogs I'd noticed in her setting seemed to be able to be intelligent. Because there's some interesting things about old souls coming into new bodies and all this sort of stuff. So as we're doing it, we've got these new players playing and old players. And I didn't initially I hadn't wanted to dominate the play by being, the talkative one. So I just, I'm going to be a dog. Can I be the party dog? I said, sure, why not? I said, right. And I made a character, and that character was called Wuff. And Wuff was just chef's kiss. An Afghan hound. I adore Afghan hounds. People tell you they're not smart. They're incredibly intelligent. They're just not really interested in doing what you want them to do. But just that elegance, the kind of, well, indeed, that kind of, the long ears and the long hair and just, so it's right. This dog is beautiful. It's kind of haughty, just an elegant thing. Of course, runs like the wind itself and everything, but we're told it's a surveillance mission. You've got to go out to this huge, long, deserted area of beach. And they said what's happening is there's stuff kind of breaking through from rifts on this beach. We need you to keep an eye out for it. There's a sort of a littoral area of grass and scrub and so on behind the actual sand beach, and there's dunes and so on. And then it goes into a kind of rough area of hills and eventually mountains, but there is kind of like somewhere back there, there's a long highway road past the mountains. We don't want anything that comes out of these rifts getting onto that highway where it could latch onto vehicles and ride into cities and do all this sort of stuff. So, okay, so vigilance. So we turn up, and I don't know, I couldn't get any engagement from the other players, but they were just kind of like not 100% interested in plunging into the job. But the dog just began absolutely ruthlessly ruling these people, because they're filling out paperwork or something, and all right, we come into our new quarters, like, oh, well, there's a couch. Says, all right, and there's a living room. Says, all right, well, the dog will go onto the couch, and Wuff will bring up, he's calls to the, groom, open my baggage, will you? Said, what? I said, groom, open my baggage, will you? I don't have opposable thumbs. Oh, okay. Brings out my blankie and my cushions and everything. If you could just arrange the couch and everything for me. And so, what are you making me for dinner? I said, what? Well, I can't cook. Is there dog food? I said, I don't eat dog food. Says, I've got my own food here. And so I just, hang on, aren't we agents? Says, no, you're the grooms. What? You look after the dog. That's your job. What? Well, the dog runs the operation. You've got to make sure the dog's cared for. Oh, yeah, they said we had to look after the dog. Of course you have to look after the dog. All right, so my brush and everything is there if you brush me, and I really need my nails done. So if you could do my nails, please. And, yeah, later on, I think a full body massage to keep me in kind of running shape. And then I think we should go walkies by the beach. Okay. Okay. Something does break through. We go find tracks, go plunging after it. Eventually goes into a horrible salty swamp area, sort of behind the dunes. And the dog follows the tracks, runs in, and just stops. Everyone runs up. Well, what's happened? Oh, I tracked the thing. It's gone into the swamp. Quick, get after it. With this fur, I don't go in swamps. No, the dog doesn't do swamps. Oh. Well, I guess we better plunge in. All right, you guys plunge into this gooey mud and dog. I'll go around the other side and see if they chase the monster out. Yeah, and yes, this thing comes barreling out, and the dog basically grabs it and carries it over and dumps it into this holding facility. It's like, eventually these guys, oh, we didn't find it. I took care of it. Don't worry. Yeah. Did you report it? Oh, yeah, I've got like a pen I can hold. I can like used the phone. I dialed it in. Didn't report their role in it. Reported that I'd done it. It was actually a hilarious character because these guys were so obsessed with the minuate of guns and bombs and knives and whatever that they kind of missed the fact that this dog is just living this life, not only this life of Riley, because these guys are living off ramen noodles or whatever, simple, because they want to get out there. They're going to like tackle monsters. They're going to shoot and kill and stab and mutilate and harm. And the dog is like, well, yeah, that's fine, but you have to put your time. So they're basically, making gourmet meals. They've got a cookbook they've downloaded, and they're making gourmet meals for this dog, and then going off and eating their K rations because that's what bush soldiers do, because they want to be out there actually fighting. But they kind of missed the fact that there was a high level of intelligence kind of required for this, and there were definite signs when rifts were happening. So just stalking around in full armor in tropical heat and was not the way to do it. You looked for the signs that this was happening, so the dog would look for it. It's like, oh yeah, we're going for rift in about 3 days time. But sometimes other stuff dropped out of the rifts. It was artifacts and things like that. So the dog's basically, he's wandered off behind the dunes and he found there's like a market. I think it's an elven market up in the foothills. So he starts collecting cool artifacts that he's finding, take him back, putting him in a sack, and then Doggo is going off to the markets during the safe periods, and he's got a little rolled up mat, rolls the mat out with his nose, puts the artifacts down. He's sitting there and he's trading it to people for money. The money is then used for like just luxuries for the dog. And so meanwhile, as you come back at base, these guys have got their Bowie knives. They've got all their sweat sores from being in their armour all day. They've got their K rations. Another box of those has been delivered. Oh, good. At least we're living like real hunters, real soldiers. Meanwhile, in the living room, ensconced on, now it's vibrating massage couch with with a massage therapist who drops in once a day to basically keep him working over. Coming back with his nails all painted and ding, he's got highlights all through his fur because he's been up to the beauty parlour. It's like, how's the dog affording all this? I know, I guess they just pay dogs a lot more than they pay us. It's like, no morons. It's like there's a whole layer to the game that you're just not engaging in. But we get to shoot things. Yes, you can go and shoot things. Bless your little cotton socks. Wuff, fantastic character. I absolutely loved it. He's still out there, still roaming that world. Probably going to rule it as emperor one day. Anyway.